Do we need a fence?
You see, there you're asking me the political question.
Okay.
And that's the difference.
Do the best you can to answer it in as unpolitical as you can.
Yeah, but let me put it this way.
Yes.
If you want border management to be done in the way it is supposed to be done, there has to be some element of a barrier.
Okay.
And the reason why you need a barrier is because you need to be able to say this area is covered. This area is vulnerable. The reason why there is a concept of a vulnerable segment in the border management language or in the discipline itself, we describe a vulnerability as an area where there is an obstruction.
Okay.
For instance, there are areas where there is a mountain that an ordinary person can't climb, unless if you're a soldier. In that kind of an area where the border is sitting on that kind of a space, you don't need a fence because that mountain serves as that kind of a barrier that you cannot be able to. So that is basically what
it's probably the dragon's back.
Yeah. You have a dragon's back. For you to be able to climb it, you need those things that you throw up and use the rope.
And that requires professional training.
Definitely.
Yes.
I mean, no ordinary person can do that. So in those areas, we know they are not vulnerable because they are not habitable. So that is the essence. Then the areas that are supposed to be habitable, then you put a physical barrier.
Yes.
And then in areas where, for example, you are not able to have the natural barrier and you don't have a physical barrier, then you describe it as a vulnerable segment. That is where you put more focus from a border management patrols, border management monitoring perspective. But in our case, we don't have that. Therefore,
There's no barrier.
Therefore, it means everywhere is vulnerable. And because everywhere is vulnerable, it becomes difficult to do the job. Because when people can literally enter from any other platform,
anyway, they don't need a border.
Then it becomes difficult. Then the only thing you're going to believe on or you're going to rely on is when people then just respect the law.
Sure.
South Africa needs to tighten its borders. Greetings, fellow South Africans, and welcome back. Today we are discussing an issue that has become one of the most debated topics in our country. Should South Africa tighten its borders? This conversation often becomes emotional, but it is important that we separate emotion from policy. Every sovereign nation has both the right and the responsibility to control who enters and leaves its territory. Let us discuss why many South Africans believe stronger border management is necessary. South Africa has some of the busiest land borders in Africa. Every year, thousands of people legally enter our country to work, study, invest, or visit. These legal visitors contribute to the tourism and economic activity. However, there are also concerns about illegal border crossings. Many South Africans argue that weak border controls place additional pressure on public services such as hospitals, schools, housing, and policing. Whether every concern is supported by evidence or not, these perceptions have become an important part of the national debate. Another concern is crime. It is important to avoid assuming that foreign nationals are responsible for crime simply because they are foreigners. Crime is committed by both South Africans and non-South Africans. But when people enter the country without proper documentation, that on its own is a criminal offense. And it becomes more difficult for authorities to identify individuals or investigate criminal activities. That is why it's important we need people who are documented. Effective border management helps government know who is entering the country and for what purpose. Employment is another issue. South Africa continues to face high unemployment, especially among young people. Some citizens believe illegal employment practices allow businesses to hire undocumented workers below legal wage standards, creating unfair competition in parts of the labor market. The responsibility for complying with labor and immigration laws rests with both employers and authorities who enforce those laws. Strong borders do not mean closing the country to the world. South Africa should remain welcoming to tourists, investors, skilled professionals, refugees who qualify for protection under the law, and people who follow the correct legal immigration processes. The key issue is that immigration should happen through lawful procedures. Many countries around the world, including developed democracies, invest heavily in border security. They use technology, trained border officials, intelligence gathering, and cooperation with neighboring countries to manage migration. South Africa can pursue stronger border management while continuing to uphold constitutional rights and international obligations. Ultimately, effective border control is about national administration, public safety, and ensuring that immigration laws are applied fairly and consistently. In conclusion, as South Africans, we should be able to discuss border security respectfully and responsibly. Supporting stronger border management does not automatically mean opposing legal immigration or showing hostility towards foreigners. Likewise, supporting the rights of migrants does not mean immigration laws should be ignored. A balanced approach recognizes both the importance of human dignity and the importance of enforcing the law. South Africa, like every sovereign nation, has the responsibility to know who enters its borders, who remains in the country, and under what legal conditions. What do you think? Should South Africa invest more in strengthening its borders? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this discussion, do not forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss future conversations about South Africa and issues affecting our nations, because we have to speak about issues that affect us as ordinary masses on the ground and the future of our children in this country. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. My name is SEKHOSANA NETWORK.